evening and welcome to 27 Minutes here on WJTS 27. I'm Kurt Gutgsell. A Pioneer-era flatboat will travel down the Ohio and Mississippi rivers in honor of President Abraham Lincoln's upcoming 200th birthday.
Abraham Lincoln once said that some achieve great success is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. Indeed, Lincoln inspired this nation to succeed through its most trying time and became this nation's greatest president. This year marks Abe Lincoln's 200th birthday, and a local group of people plan to celebrate in true reenactment style. Lincoln's Journey of Remembrance tour will set sail on September 9th in Rockport, Indiana, and set sail for New Orleans. The importance of such a journey is best described on the website representing the voyage, lincolnsjourney.org. Lincoln's Journey of Remembrance will include traveling from Rockport, Indiana to New Orleans, Louisiana, on a replica flatboat while telling the story of Lincoln's life in Spencer County. Lincoln lived here with his pioneer family from age 7 to 21. This historic trip is a reenactment of a similar trip Lincoln took himself in 1828 while transporting a load of produce for a local merchant. While in New Orleans, Lincoln was very disturbed by a slave auction he witnessed on the docks. It was an experience he would never forget and one that influenced his views on the practice of slavery in years to come. I got the opportunity to speak with a few of the guys behind this project to get more input as to what all went into the planning of this voyage and what all is planned for the journey ahead.
Travel says this is a 26-day trip starting in Rockport and ending in New Orleans. And we're stopping at all the small towns and large towns all the way down the river, talking to the people, meeting with, letting school children go aboard and check it out. We're just spreading the story about it's Lincoln's 200th birthday is coming up, and we're reenacting what Abraham Lincoln did in his boyhood, which was take a flatboat from Rockport to the city of New Orleans. Oh yeah, we've already run down through there with, we took a motorcycle, so we went down through there and talked to the people, and they're expecting us, and then we've got everything from high school bands to elementary school classes that want to go through and tour the boat. We've got people from the United Daughters of Confederacy and different reenactor groups that want to come in and have their picture made with the entire company of reenactors, getting their grandma's dresses and grandpa's uniforms and whatnot and look like the old time back in the Civil War.
Well, I'm on the board of directors of the Chamber of Commerce, the Spencer County Regional Chamber of Commerce. Dwayne Walters approached us about a year ago, probably about a year and a half ago, and saw the upcoming bicentennial, and Dwayne was on the flatboat trip 50 years ago and was wanting to recreate that and needed a group to sponsor it, head it up. He just didn't have the resources. And so the chamber agreed to be the sponsor, head sponsor on this. And we managed, and I volunteered to be the committee chair. And we managed to pull in a lot of people, a lot of resources. We're partnering with the Tourism Commission, Spencer County Tourism Commission. We've just got, Think Lincoln is heavily involved with us on this. There's just an enormous amount of, this has become a very well-received and everybody wants to be part of it. So it's a great thing, really.
I'm Frank Parsley, and I'm involved in the trip as a committee member with the Chamber of Commerce. I was asked by Gene Steinkamp to get involved. Gene knew that my dad had been on the 58 trip that left from Rockport to go through New Orleans, and I wanted to honor my dad by being involved in this trip. And the other objective was to help increase tourism in Spencer County. We were fortunate enough to get hooked up with Ron Drake, an attorney from Sullivan County, I believe, in Indiana, former state senator in Indiana, and now is a attorney in Washington, D.C. Ron provided us with a boat and nearly all the funding for the trip, and it's been just a great person to work with. And then we had John Cooper, the boat builder, come in, and a lot of local groups have donated time and money, and just excited about getting the boat going and hope that we can help our county and certainly honor the memory of Abraham Lincoln, who spent his formative years here from 7 to 21 or 22. So that's my reason for the trip, and I think that's why the trip will be a worthwhile adventure, and maybe it won't be too much of an adventure. Maybe it'll just be a real nice trip for the guys going down the river all the way.
The way the process for this boat came about. A gentleman in Farmersburg, Indiana, called me and asked me to build him a flatboat to do a family reenactment of his ancestry. And so I built the first part of this boat at Farmersburg, Indiana, from trees that we cut down on his farm. The gentleman was Ron Drake. He's an attorney in Washington, but he grew up on a family farm there in Farmersburg. And I built the boat there for him, and we did that project. And then the state of Indiana, we're looking for a flatboat, and so he volunteered his flatboat, which is this flatboat, to be used in this project. He was at one time an Indiana legislator, and so his heart is in Indiana and also with Abraham Lincoln things that are going on. And so he's also funding the trip down the river, so he has a great part to play in this whole deal. But we got the boat, we brought it here to this place on the river at Rockport, and we built 14 foot to the stern of the boat to add some motors. Mercury Outboard Motor Company provided us with the 2 motors, and which was very nice of them. And so we're going to set it in September the 9th. We will leave here, and we'll float to New Orleans, hope to arrive October the 5th in New Orleans. We have 18 stops on the way.
In addition to the reenactment side of this journey, the trip also serves as a device to increase awareness of the Abraham Lincoln-related sites across southern Indiana. The project also coincides with the national celebration of Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday and is endorsed by the United States Abraham Lincoln Bicentennial Commission, the Indiana, and the Illinois Abraham Lincoln Bicentennial Commission. For WJTS, I'm Peter Marshall.
It was a busy week for city council meetings. The Huntingburg City Council met this week. Here's some of the highlights.
Good evening. Good evening. You should have my report. I've got a couple things I need to bring up before you. One is an update, and actually a good one on the first item under electric. And I've just given this to Marvin, just received it late this afternoon. We finally heard from Veteran on our switching issue that, of course, you all know had come up a couple of different times on some outages. And Veteran has finally agreed, and they've submitted a draft proposal for allowing us, or that would allow us to operate switching for our system in an emergency, so that we would not need to wait for them to respond, or in case they weren't available or whatever. It would help to restore power a lot sooner in the event of a major outage, such as we've had a couple of times because of Veteran equipment.
Do you understand what he's talking about there, everybody? Mm-hmm. The switching? Okay.
We had hoped to, it's not exactly what we had hoped for originally, but that's still on the table. This is an authorization to allow us to manually work the switches. We'll have to specify personnel, call in, let them know what we're doing. Should just take a few minutes. We still hope to maybe get those automated that had been on the table originally. I think it still is, but this is certainly progress, and for the time being, I'm thankful that they finally got back to us. I'd like to think it was my call last week to kind of implore them to, bring this up to the front again. Don't forget about it. As it turned out, I don't know if that was it or not, but coincidentally, I did hear from them this afternoon. So we'll have to let Phil look that over and give us his.
At least it's a plus. At least we can turn it now without until they come from wherever to turn it.
Exactly.
You'll develop a list of equipment and locations that we would like to have permission to operate, and also the individual names of city personnel who would be authorized.
And my take is they still want to have the meeting, which is a good thing, and we'll be able to just literally point to what that equipment is, where it's at, and they'll be able to meet the guys who will be doing it, and so on and so forth. So that's in the works at this moment. But I was happy to get that.
Will there be any training that our guys will have to do on this?
Oh, they'll certainly have to know about it,
or certification,
how to recognize it.
No, there won't be a certification. It's just a gear, just like we do it every day. So it's just that it's their property.
Equipment.
Right.
Right. So, Phil, let the mayor know, or whenever you feel like you've gone over that.
Mike, is there any problem with access to their property? Is it locked?
Well, we'll have to work that out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure there is going to be some security there. And we'll have to have access
The
to
main
it.
switchgear is right there by the gym on Jackson and 64.
It's
That-
gotta be locked, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
I mean,
locked.
Anybody can go for it?
No, it's
No,
locked.
Lennon said it wasn't.
No, it's locked.
Is-
It is.
Yeah, they have a lock
have a
on
lock
it.
on it?
Yes, they have a lock on it.
So we'd have to have access to it?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be unlocked, because you can go over.
That's the only
Yeah.
location.
That's the only location
Yeah,
in
they put a lock
town.
on it.
They
There's
did
another
the
switch
lock.
out east of town
Okay.
as well.
Now, is the one east of town operable now? For a while, it was not operable.
I don't think that's operable. I think that's the one that's still down. They have not got that fixed yet. That's why this one is so critical.
Yeah, that one sometimes affects the other one too.
Right, exactly. Next is something that I left out. There are a number of items here. The one thing I wanted to just bring you up to speed on is, you may have noticed this already, we are extending a gas main, meets the qualifications for gas main extension to serve a rather large farm operation on the old Huntingburg Road. I believe the name is Mesmer. About 400 feet, I think. It's a 3-inch gas main. We're going to be providing service not only to the grain dryers, but to home. The BTU count is going to yield quite a bit of revenue for us. And again, it does meet that criteria. It's a job already underway. I just want to let you know about it. And then a couple other updates, or progress updates, I guess. Bucket truck still on order for delivery. Still expected for delivery in October.
And it's, from what John told me today, it's, that is scheduled.
Yeah.
For once.
We're going to try to do some of the work in-house, maybe getting some of the equipment put on it and machine work done. We're still kind of working that out as far as what that is and what that cost might be. And but that's something that we're working toward to kind of reduce anything further on that part. The other thing I think I had here is that we did have, I think last month, a request, still not due yet or not needing to be done yet, but it's a pole attachment agreement. Phil, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at that.
I have.
Housing Authority.
Yeah, there was, we might want to discuss it. There, apparently, the Huntingburg Housing Authority would like to attach video cameras to how many poles?
There's about 5 or 6 poles is what
Security.
they're thinking.
Security video cameras, and this is at
Schuler Avenue, at their main headquarters or office facility there where some of the buildings are.
Now, currently, we do have pole attachment agreements with
PSCI.
PSCI and Insight Communications.
Right.
The Housing Authority has asked also to make these pole attachments, and the thought is we could enter into an agreement with them and charge them the same rate per pole per year that we do the privately owned utilities that are attached to our poles. I think it's, was it $10 to $12 a year? I don't remember.
I think it's only about a little less than $8.
Is it
Between $7 and $8.
Right.
Goes up by the index every year.
Right.
Or given that this is a governmental agency, we could waive that fee. I mean, if the utility board wants to, it's not a great deal of revenue, as you can see. It's 5 poles, $8 a year, $40 a year, not to break the utility, and it is for security reasons. It is in conjunction with their governmental function of providing low and moderate income housing in the community. So it is something you could do, waive fee for that particular governmental entity for using our poles for the pole attachments.
I talked to Mike and I didn't see any reason charging them being, it was a governmental thing. And it's only very few poles, I mean.
They don't waive too much for us from the city. It's the other side of it.
I mean, I haven't had a problem with them.
I think our housing authority is run very well.
She's pretty sharp.
Yes.
I know that.
I have no problem with run.
I mean, she keeps it, there are some cities that have let theirs run down and actually lost their housing authority. And I think we're fortunate to have the quality that we have here.
Does anybody mind if we waive that? The fee?
I'll make a motion we waive that.
We have a first and second to waive it. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, so.
I didn't hear the gays.
They're all
Okay.
unanimous.
Yeah, no nays.
They'll install those.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll do all the work. They're gonna put cameras up.
She's still in the process of.
They won't have a problem putting them on those poles?
No.
John's gonna get with them.
Okay.
He's already been up there, he and I both, and they're still in the process of securing a contractor right now. In fact, we've met with 2 of their contractors to just give them the specs on, you know, the height and so on and so forth. So as soon as they secure one and they start the work, they'll let us know. That's all I have.
Did
Anybody
you
got?
want to make some announcement on the Midwestern meter?
Yeah, the
meter,
gas
check
meter.
meter. I know you did so informally after the last meeting, but I don't know if it got into the press.
Well,
Maybe we don't know.
We wanted to make sure, but we ran some more numbers though, didn't we?
We did run some more numbers on a daily basis. We reset our clock to match their clock, so that our meter days, our 24-hour meter days are timed exactly the same. The numbers certainly did bear out almost exactly, maybe a few MCF difference. We expected a few, but not too much, and it certainly does bear out that there is a possible overcharge occurring now. Being that that's what it is, or possibly is, I don't know that we still want to contact them yet until we maybe get the rest of this month down, have a full second month under our belts.
Just to verify.
Before we approach them.
Well, we just wanted you to be aware that we were checking it and we had an issue with the time clock, making sure we were on the same time as they were. But we just wanted to sort of update you, let you know what was going on there.
And so far this month, again, I just ran an update Friday. We're gonna run another one this Friday and get everything right up to that date. Again, it's looking pretty much the same as July as far as the percentage over.
More than likely, it's a calibration issue on their meter.
I would think
That's
that
what we're thinking.
is it. There's an orifice that could be involved there as well. Again, but it's theirs. It would be their issue. Either way, it seems to be causing the discrepancy.
So if that's the case, then could pay for itself rather quickly.
It could. Now, we'll have the first month under our belts from the Texas Eastern meter, although this time of year we're not hardly taking anything, if anything, off of Texas Eastern at all yet. But at the end of August, we'll have that meter in place for a full month. What little there is, again, I probably wouldn't hold that too reliable at that time until we start using more gas off of Texas Eastern when they kick in as the colder season approaches, and then we'll be able to do the same thing with them.
And
Appreciate it.
they've both been notified that we're doing this, and
They
they
are
know
both-
we'll be talking
Yes,
to them.
they've both been notified that we have the meters, they're in place, they're online, and
And
they're
they'll be
just waiting.
monitoring them.
They're just waiting, yeah. Yes.
Thanks,
Good thing,
Mike.
Mike. Good thing.
You can see the entire Huntingburg City Council meeting this Sunday morning at 7 a.m. here on WJTS 27. Also, the Jasper City Council held their monthly meeting as well.
The Common Council of the City of Jasper has been called to order for a public hearing, which is advertised for 6:40 p.m. The public hearing to receive public input concerning the petition of Ann Neal Corp. and Evil Hair Oil Incorporated to rezone property at 107 West 28th Street, Batteries Now, and at 2707 Newton Street, Northside Citgo, from B1 Business District to B3 Business District. Notice appeared in the Herald on August the 9th, 2008. Notice was also posted at City Hall and faxed to the news media. With respect to tonight's public hearing, we are hereby incorporating by reference into the record of this public hearing City of Jasper Ordinance Number 1993-17, entitled Zoning Ordinance and Subdivision Control Ordinance and Flood District and Flood Damage Prevention, and any and all amendments thereto. But we are now in a public hearing to take input concerning the petition of Ann Neal Corp. and Evil Hair Oil. State your name.
Ambrose. We got approval for this rezoning at the Jasper Planning Commission. we're asking for your approval. The area across the road is the Du Bois County Museum, which is also Zone B3. To the north of us is True Value, that's B3. So there's a few parcels of land on the south side of 28th Street, it's B1, People Oil, and Thomas Battery. We want to rezone that to B3, which allows People Oil to, I think at one time they were not in compliance because they think they are now, and they were willing to go along with the rezoning, and Jeff wants to start selling some scooters, and he needs to be in a B3 versus a B1. So.
Okay, do you have a plan or a picture of that, or does everybody know where it's at?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we got any people speak against this at the planning commission. Jeff said a few words that you need to ask him. Something he's here to answer any questions. But that's what prompted the rezoning was for him to get into sales.
Yeah, at the planning commission, that was the only thing, because everyone was really happy with what he's done with the improvement of the building and everything and the location. And the only reason he had to ask for the rezoning was because of the, not even the fact that it's scooter sales, it's just the size of the scooter. So, I mean, it's really not going to be much different. And he stores most of the stuff he rents a building over at the heading roofing over there. So it's not going to be that. It's not, he's got plenty of parking spots and everything else.
Right.
There wasn't any problem with it.
Take it as if you are the rezoning, we're not spot zoning, which is a key issue. So.
Any questions for Ken? Okay, we're in a public hearing to receive public input concerning the petition of the Ann Deal Corp. and Evil Hair Oil Incorporated to rezone property at 107 West 28th Street, Batteries now, and at 2707 Newton Street, North Side Citgo, from B1 Business to B3 Business District. Is there any other comment in the public hearing? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing. Motion to close is made by Councilmember Ray Howard, second by Councilmember Tom Schmidt. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. For a public hearing advertised for 6:50 p.m. First order of business is a roll call.
Mayor Schmidt.
Present.
Councilmember John Schrader.
Here.
Councilmember Dave Kreckle.
Present.
Councilmember Tom Schmidt.
Present.
Councilmember Butch Sheeter.
Present.
Councilmember Kevin Manley.
Present.
Councilmember Randy Gupta.
Present.
Councilmember Ray Howard.
Here.
And City Attorney Sandy Hammerline. Here. In order to have a quorum, the majority of the council members must be in attendance. All council members are in attendance, therefore there is a majority, and there is a quorum for this hearing.
Okay, have advertised for a 6:50 p.m. public hearing to receive public input concerning ordinance number 2008-15, an ordinance regulating control of post-construction stormwater runoff in the city of Jasper, Indiana. Notice appeared in the Herald on August the 7th, 2008. Notice was also posted at City Hall and faxed to the news media. Okay, we have a spokesman here for
Wes Gears, stormwater coordinator. I presented this ordinance to you at last month's meeting, and I'll just reiterate just a little bit of what is involved in this ordinance. Main purpose, one of the main purposes of this ordinance, of course, is to fulfill our requirements as part of the Indiana Rule 13. As is required that we have a post-construction ordinance in place as part of our stormwater management plan. This ordinance, the purpose behind the ordinance itself is to basically control, for the city to be able to have control over the runoff water leaving any site after it's also after construction as well as during construction. That allows us to control the water quality as well as the quantity or the speed at which water leaves the site. And this ordinance is set up just to do those things. I believe at the last meeting We discussed all the there's different requirements and things, and I'm not, unless Sandy thinks I should go through a lot of those things, I'm not going to reiterate those things. However, it was brought up in the meeting last time in section 14 on concerning enforcement. There were several spots where it said the city shall do this, shall do that. And after going back into things, Sandy was able to kind of coordinate with how we did our construction runoff and some of the wording there, and places where either the city engineer or the stormwater coordinator would be responsible for certain parts. And also there's parts where the stormwater management board would be involved in some decisions along those lines. And I think there was one other place where it was, or a couple other places where it was important that we do leave the city in control of those things. Quite honestly, I would rather defer that to Sandy if she wants to make further comments on
well,
this issue.
I think you all got a copy of that in your box where I had that grant, so you can see where the changes were made. And I think you guys explained it pretty well. We did go through and just look at every place where it said city. We figured out who did we really think in the city was responsible for that. And in many cases, when it goes to the Stormwater Management Board, it's more in an appeal situation, unless if it's already kind of filing suit, then perhaps the Stormwater Management Board is going to know about that, I guess, the first step. But we did go through all that with the Stormwater Management Board at their last meeting, and they do recommend these further changes then as amendment to the ordinance for second reading.
I think it makes it much more clear who's responsible for what, rather than just having the city and wondering who's going to take care of it.
If there are any questions that anybody's got, you got to know.
One for the questions for Wes. Just want to make, we're having a public hearing advertised for 6:50 p.m. to receive public input concerning ordinance number 2008-15, an ordinance regulating control of post-construction storm water runoff in the city of Jasper, Indiana. Are there any other comments from any of the public?
Motion to close public hearing.
We have a motion made by Councilmember Woodsheeter to close the public hearing. Second by Councilmember Dave Franco. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye. You can also see the Jasper City Council meeting right after the Huntingburg City Council meeting this Sunday morning. The Huntingburg meeting again starts at 7 a.m. This has been 27 Minutes here on WJTS 27. For the entire crew, I'm Kurt Gutgsell. Have a great night.